Fena! Come on, guys. Fena in the building! Wagwan. Good to see you, Kwaje.
Niko poa.
So, 10 years in the industry. One, congratulations. I don't think longevity is an easy thing, especially in an industry like Kenya.
Yeah.
Fena! Come on, guys. Fena in the building! Wagwan. Good to see you, Kwaje.
Niko poa.
So, 10 years in the industry. One, congratulations. I don't think longevity is an easy thing, especially in an industry like Kenya.
Yeah.
And for a woman. So, looking back from when you started, are there things that you had set out zenye umeachieve? Specifically when, like now, looking back, are there things you set out when you're beginning?
I don't think I had a direction as such when I was beginning, but nilikuwa najua nataka tu kuwa star. So nilikuwa najua nataka ngoma zangu last a very long time.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to perform on big stages. I wanted to work with the biggest artists. I wanted my name to be worldwide. So niko maybe an eighth of my journey.
Yeah. But how is it? How has it been?
So far so good. Ups and downs kama kawa.
Kama kawaida.
But tuko, especially now post-COVID, gosh, na imeisha. But sahi ka venye
that's how long in last.
Right. Yeah. So ka sahi ati that tuko hapa wawili tunaongea na tuko alive.
Yeah.
Na filio ni achievement pia tumedu.
Ni achievement.
Na nimetoa ngoma like tumefanya vitu.
Ngoma.
Try discuss.
So we were just having a conversation before we started recording about sijui can it a mentorship ama tunile some bit of direction, especially when you look at our industry. I feel kuna big gap between your generation of artists and the guys who were there before you guys.
Yes.
And we're talking about how you feel the guys who are now in the game, akina Chris Kaiga, akina Karu, akina Nani, you guys are readily available.
Yeah.
Like, you are approachable.
Accessible.
To them. So how would you say our industry is now compared to when you were beginning 10 years ago?
Man, I wish I had what these guys have now. I feel like Sisi, Akina, Kagwe, there's a age group of us that we didn't have any kind of mentorship. We really just figured it out on our own, and we formed friendships that helped us to build ourselves. So like for me, nasema mtu kama Modoni drama queen.
Shout out Modoni.
Shout out DQ. Nilianza ka backup singer wake. Then
si dancer.
Si dancer. When I started industry, Madal alikuwa anafikiria mimi ni dancer. Hiyo ni story too refu. Anyway, so DQ kumwatch akiperform, akianzisha blankets. Nilikuwa tu na pick bits and pieces of, okay, this is how this thing goes. And you see, like for her, she is not mainstream. So even kuona hizo challenges za mtu anaweza achieve hizi vitu without being mainstream, right? But mi nimekuwa kichwa since utoi. Like I've always just done whatever I have in mind. Vision yangu huanga clear. Inaweza kuwa sijui na dunini but najua. So nafuata tu instincts zangu, fuata instinct. So by the time I had built my name, even the ones before me can respect me, and the ones behind me can look up to me and stawa ringia.
What I read somewhere that I think Camp Mulla had a big influence when you're beginning a career.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. remember that song Party Don't Stop?
Yes.
So when I first had that song ilikuwa SoundCloud, ako wamei-release bado. Hiyo song ilikuwa kali, so the melody the chords when you play it on guitar. So nikajifunza kuiplay on guitar. And siku moja tu nacheze hiyo melody nikai slow down na nika change key. So this is not another love song.
Oh shit.
And it's not about hate.
That's the song?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So like hiyo idea ilitoka kwa Party Don't Stop, but I hadn't met Kamula until maybe a bit much later. Yeah.
Oh wow. Say and it was Spanks.
Ni cute. Neza enda naye. Neza kuwa na kulon. Namrentisha.
Maybe you hire Spanks.
Okay. I'll find you Spanks.
But so 2 albums.
Yeah.
2 different albums.
Yes.
And Zina Sound, the difference between the 2 albums, the first album, Phenomenon, that came out in 2014, right?
Yes.
And Unleashed, which is a year old, came out last year time like now, around November, right?
Yeah.
2 very different sounds. Did you intentionally switch up your sound to make what someone would call pop commercial music? And was that because you needed to make money?
Yes, partly. And I really struggled with the idea of, is it selling out or selling more?
Because I was going to ask you.
No, I didn't. I never ever sold out.
Is that what?
No. So there's a difference between selling out and selling more. So even just listening to feedback, nili realize kuna watu si reach na si ati sijui like nilikuwa tu na feel language yangu haisikiki vizuri. So I needed to simplify so that it's palatable to more people. And even in the process of simplifying it, pia nikajifind. Juu pia mimi, in that moment, sina try kusema vitu mob, Then nika realize, you can say a lot by saying very little.
Less is more.
Less is more. And I've always also been like a very simple person. So mbona ni complicate maisha. Wacha nifanye Semangwe. Semangwe ilinirudisha back to my roots za Islando. Completely, like nilikuwa nimedu brikicho nini, like Islando damu, but Semangwe was that moment for enyewe, acha ni hit the streets. I'm from the streets. So ilibidi tu ni change. I needed to switch up the sound. Not even for any reason, but just even me as I was growing, I needed to figure out, okay, nataka kuingia streets pia. Sibasi niingie streets vizuri.
As you're evolving.
Yeah.
But when you are in that position as a musician, where you need to switch maybe your sound, what do? Do you look for specific producers? Because is it an easy thing? Because me assume as a musician, if especially a musician that is authentic, then how you sound, what you say, mostly are things that happen around you.
Yeah.
So if you want to tap into something that I would say is not what you are used to, what do? Do you look for producers? Do you go to Mount Kenya
and Amamugumo, that kind of thing? Again, I told you I move with instinct. So instinct yangu iliniambia mtu anaweza nipatia hii sound. Because nilikuwa na hiyo idea ya Semangwe ni
So Semangwe is the transition. That's when
Semangwe is when I switched. So what happened was 2015 and 16 hapo nilikuwa depressed. So nika switch off, nikatoka kwa radar. Like I needed to now just get back into my head and understand nini na try ku achieve. Niko na goal since niwe mtoi nimejua na like nimekuanga overachiever, nataka ku achieve this. But naiona but siishiki. So niko na get very discouraged that si get gigs ama ngoma zangu hazihit. Sasa ukiandika una feel umeandika the best song on the planet. So it really brought me down for a while there. And in that moment ka introspect ka feel enyewe, let me do this thing different and see where it goes. So nka do Semangwe msali sijui nilitoa wapi, niliget 20 Gs. Hiyo 20 Gs ndio ilinitoa from kusota kukosa job to having one of the biggest hits.
Wow.
Na from that moment nikasema stai rudi nyuma, like stai slow down for any reason, twende. So kufikiria ku call Jack. Juu alikuwa shaanza kushika streets at the time. song nilifeel hiyo vibe inaweza kuwa organic sana, and sure enough tuliingia studio session vibes back forth quick ikaisha. So hiyo switch ili happen just out of circumstance, na I guess it may bring this far.
Kuna mse mwenye I'm going to go back to some of the things you just mentioned there, but kuna mse just being in the industry nilisikia wewe you work at night. If you're watching music when
nani wananichomea
nani sasa nakwambia ni nani, but kuna msanii niambia kama unafanya project na Fena usimpigie asubuhi akuje studio.
Ni Mudhoni ndio usema hiyo kitu sana, yeye ni unistaki.
Mimi sijasema jina.
Ni kweli. But this spendi sessions za mchana.
Okay.
Those lately nimekuwa also curfew na nini nimekuwa nikidu mchana. Though when I think about it sijakuwa nikidu sessions sana. Cause amka usiku like akili yangu ya ni kwanza nikitaka kudungoma ya street niite session usiku. To catch vibes, kila mtu kenye inamshikisha. And we like till morning.
All night. So most of your sessions especially is all like
kamseka logos tukiamua tunafanya sessions. Nakumbuka sijui ni songs gani kadhaa kwa album zenye tulifanya 2 days non-stop. Tunalala tunalala in shifts. So like 2 hours mnaamka mna catch vibes mna record. Hizo ndo mufurahia.
Kuna msemo mmoja friend of mine, because there's people I have a lot of conversations about music, especially because me I really love Kenya. I love what we have going on nini. So kuna msemo mmoja sasa majina yake, but alinitumia hiyo nini ya ngoma. Akasema bro, you know whose sound Fena was going to evolve to? Thames, bruv. That Afro and R&B vibe, not this.
Is going to evolve to what?
Alisema, bro, you know whose sound Fena was going to evolve to? Thames. That Afro R&B vibe, not this. Yes.
Okay.
How do you respond to, like, what do you tell me?
That's your preference. You know, like you can't dictate an artist's journey or creativity. And that does not mean that I can't do an Afro R&B song. I did Kaende, I did Siri. I've done like,
those are my songs.
You know, like
those are my songs.
If you give me a reggae beat right now with my eyes closed, I'll kill it. If you give me this like, so muziki imeenda shule, inaweza enda class ya GHC, inaweza enda class ya science, inaweza enda kule inaenda. So it's really just a preference. Also it's like how you said, Siri and Kaende, you miss the old Fena. You need to evolve, right?
Me,
you as a consumer, you need to evolve. Even you in your life, you're changing. So you can't expect that I'll be the same person I was 10 years writing Jabulani.
I love that song, by the way. But so that's the other thing maybe I was going to discuss with you, because I feel like as consumers, sometimes we project our expectations to you as the artist.
Right.
There's a thing about when Fena says you have a new album coming out, most often I'll have expectations. But there's also that thing where I can allow you to present your work to me, nisikie minus those expectations.
Right.
Sababu now, as soon as I start projecting expectations to you, ndio unasikianga umetoa album leo, asubuhi imedrop 7, 8 am say Twitter wanasema album iko chini. In 1 hour umesikiza whole album, bro. At in 1 day umesikiza whole album mpaka ukaanza uka review a whole album. Tunaishi
generation ya quick. Popcorn music, like microwave gen, kila kitu lazima ikwe tu haraka. Why not just take time and listen? You get? So you're right, like kila mtu, anyway, everyone has their own expectations, and I can't fault someone for having an expectation. So again, it's objective, or is it subjective? It's subjective. Kila mtu na perception zake.
But so where when you hear we miss the old Fena, you know, she sold out, blah 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 blah. So when you hear that, because where you're coming from is that old Fena, one is available. You can go listen to the old Fena.
True.
That's one. Then two, bro, I can still do this. If you actually go listen to the album, there's songs for you there. Maybe you. But as well, because there's the aspect of, I'm in this industry, I need to make money. If a certain sound of music
And
is
even
not
beyond making money,
yeah.
again, it's not money. Money is the result. I'm not doing this career is not about the money.
Yes.
So it'll never be. The reason I'm doing for a mass market is because I want that guy there who would not take 5 minutes to listen to me before, now has a sound that they can actually listen to and be like, oh, okay, even though dem alikuwa anatry kusema, so nimewin fan mwingine. So kwa album utasikia Siri of course nakumbuka wale wana like hii vibe. Kuna wenye wanataka to pass me the kush, pass me the lighter.
Yeah.
You get, so everyone, there's something for everyone.
For everybody.
So you find yours.
And that's what an album allows you to do, is you can put everything for everybody. So I'm going to pick the song you just mentioned, Siri, which is one of my favorite songs from Unleash, the album. Who do you want to listen to that song and be moved by it?
Siri.
Yeah.
Anyone. I even wish this guy would listen to Ngoma without the perceptions of she should have become this.
Yeah.
Because when I was flat broke in my house, you were not there to give me that money to do this thing, right? So understand that there's a growth curve.
There's dynamics.
Siri would be hata mse ako okay, acha nisi dismiss, but mse kama mse ako Shags, but anaskizanga ngoma na anataka kuexposiwa to other sounds than what's mainstream on radio.
Yeah.
Kaineza mgusa.
Okay. So, okay.
But really, it's for anyone.
It's for anyone.
Yeah.
So there is, I think, also something that I picked from that song, and I think it's something we're going to get into. So maybe I'll bring it up at that point. Is the aspect of, you know, as we in this patriarchal system, as a woman, and when it comes to sexuality, kuna hiyo tu kitu yenye, kuna a lot of double standards when it comes to that, you know. So
is that why you were asking who I'd want to?
Yeah, like who? Because my question was, who would you want to listen to that song and be moved by it?
Okay.
Because me can listen to it for entertainment,
okay,
because of a sound.
Man. Okay, now I understand that question.
When you're writing your music, maybe sometimes you're writing for someone specific. I don't know if that's the process. I don't know. Not all the time.
I've understood your question.
Yeah, but
okay,
it's possible as a like, because of this situation, I'm writing this song for, you know.
So I'll explain Siri this way.
Okay.
So with the video for me was where the question of the question of sexuality came in, because we live in a country where we are so hypocritical about the things that actually happen.
Yes.
So we overlook, how do I say it? It's like we overlook the stories.
Yes.
And we want to focus on, oh, they're doing this thing. Not that thing happened, so these are human beings and this is the situation as it is, and it's not just them.
Yeah.
So there's so many people who have that storyline, like from the feedback I got, there's so many people came to me like, yo, you don't know what this song did for me. I've been in the closet, I've been this and that, or my wife was cheating on me with her best friend. You know, stories about things that actually happen. We can't be singing about the same old bubblegum shit and doing the same old bubblegum videos and not telling actual stories. So I felt like this would be the one perfect song to switch the narrative and bring in a different dynamic of relationships and situationships. Yeah. And entanglements. Like we've seen it, we've been through it, so why not sing about it or show it in
You know, something else that I also picked from you, even from just watching other interviews or even listening to you speak, you've even mentioned a couple of times now about depression, being broke.
Right.
So you even talk about how broke you are when you're doing Kama Kawaida.
Yeah.
And there's a thing about being vulnerable. That is not an easy thing. Is it easy to be very vulnerable, especially to, talking about things like finances when you're famous?
For me, it's easy because I'm just being myself. I'm never trying to be anything I'm not. Hakuna siku mtu ataisema, Fena you tudanganya sijui nini. Miss Jai, like kasi nani, ama kaa niko nayo. So it becomes easy when you're authentic about yourself. Yeah.
Got you. And so, because something like depression and mental health generally, I think like the past few years, especially locally, it may attract a lot of, you know, talkability. You guys are talking about things online. I think social media has also given some people an avenue to express some feelings, you know, such things that maybe you'd never know. So you who has been through that, what was your recovery process like? Did you go to therapy?
Therapy came much later, actually, like much later, probably even this year, which has really also, so I did therapy, I joined therapy once I started understanding what's going on, not because I was down and out. It was just like, this is actually something that's of value to someone, that it can help you, one, speak out your feelings, arrange your thoughts, because also this is an industry where, again, microwave, everything is happening so fast. So to be able to compartmentalize such issues and things like that. But at the point where I was in the depression, it was like, again, nimekwambia mimi nimekuanga kichwa ngumu since nikiwa mtoi. So ilikuwa ile tu ku understand, okay, hizi vitu will happen, but also mimi ni kichwa. Siwezi acha nibaki chini. Like, I won't let this keep me down for long.
Got you.
So every time I go through phases of feeling down, I just, you know, I allow myself to feel what I'm feeling. Can wait for the...
Huku Nyari mandege ni mob.
Wanatoka, wanaenda home, wametoka job.
Wanaenda home, wametoka job. Must be nice.
So, just constantly reminding myself that I am worth it. You know, you have to also tell yourself positive things. Even when you feel like, oh my God, no one loves me. Oh, nothing is happening for me. You wouldn't be here if, you know, nothing. Like, you have to find positivity in everything, even when it's so hard. There's always someone who cares for you. There's always someone who loves you. If you're listening to my music, maybe you can't access me, but I'm singing and preaching love. Yani nataka mtu ana feel down, anasikiza ngoma inamfanya feel for 3 minutes there was just good vibes everywhere. I think just kujiamini, kujiongelesha vizuri, it helps. I'm not an expert, but
I like the fact that you said you allow yourself to feel, you know, just feel whatever it is that you're going through, but then encourage yourself at the same time.
Yeah.
So I think something that I've been learning very actively is to understand how to respond when someone tells me they're going through something, even if it's something that maybe I've never gone through. So I may not really have an understanding of what it means to be in that position, but just knowing how to respond to that. So I've been reading like a lot on such issues. And one thing that I think I've learned like lately is that I don't even need to be depressed to actually seek therapy.
Exactly.
I think therapy is something that is very essential for us just as human beings. Because another question is, how do I know that I'm depressed? You know?
True. You might not even know
that it's depression.
Yeah, you're just thinking, muamka nikifeel sijui aje. Anyway, wacha niende job, plantation, nifanye hiki tu nirudi home. But hakuna I'll feel joy. There's no real sense of happiness or fulfillment or joy. So again, I'm not an expert. It could be different for different people. Mine was just feeling like, ni nini nadu. Alafu, what everyone is in your ear about your music, your career, you should be this, you should be that. Why are you not doing like this person? So you're comparing yourself to people and stealing your own joy. So you could learn kuziba all the voices and just listen to yourself and meditate and reflect. That for me really helps. Yeah.
Because even something that is funny is, I had really bad anxiety and I didn't know it was a thing. Like I didn't know what was happening to me. I just had like really bad sleep. You know, I could sleep for such short hours. There's a lot of things that were really affected by my anxiety. Miss kwa najua ni nini. Unaona, so mimi nilikuwa nafikiria tu
mazi uko na unakuanga tu msewa ma stress tu.
So I think it's a good thing that hata kama nilizia started therapy, and I would say because I'm not also an expert. The best I can do is maybe seek professional help. But I think there's the thing about feeling what you're going through and allowing yourself to go through it that really helps with the healing. And I think that's really dope that you say that. So sometimes in life, we are faced with really difficult situations, you know. And one of something that was really publicized that happened to you lately was the Jaaz Odongo story. So you may not even, we don't even have to talk about this. I'm just asking it specifically because I remember you put out a first statement online. I remember a friend of mine calling me like, yo, have you seen that post? What do you think about it?
What did you think about it?
The first post, I had a lot of things to think about that first post. One is I understood how difficult it was for you because this is someone that has been around you for the longest time. Yo, the first video I watched of you was Dutch, and he's in that video.
He co-produced the song.
And he co-produced, you know. So even just knowing you over the years, he's always been the guy who's doing sound for you. If I know there's a Fena gig, I know who's gonna be on the sound is Jaaz, you know. So for that to happen the way it happened, and what I thought first was, the first statement you put out, you did not take full responsibility of your reaction towards that situation. That is what I thought first. And I messaged you that day. I didn't say that, but I just, I messaged you and was like, yo, I know this must be a hard time. I just want to know I'm sending you love and all the support, you'll get through it. I think something close to that, So when you put out the second statement, now I was like, okay.
Well, I won't get into the details because, as you said, it was a very difficult decision to make. And I won't speak on him because that is that.
And he's not here.
And he's not here. So even me putting out the statement, he was not there. And I didn't, it wasn't until now, I'm going to do, it was just like, this is something that has been a shadow over my career for now this year. Like, I've been hearing and trying to understand how do I move around this thing and still hold a brother accountable for his actions. And very intense conversations we had because I had to, have that convo with him. So understanding also what I learned, one of the things I learned about that situation was PR versus being an individual and speaking your truth. And that's where my battle came. It's like, guys, this is someone I've known, honestly. And how you gonna turn on someone that you practically your brother?
The emotional attachment.
And again, social media, everything is so, it's like everything is supposed to be black and white, but there's gray areas that even the most learned, most wise person will find some gray areas. So I think that for me was just that. And my final statement was just like, okay, I've heard you, I've understood why this is so sensitive. And again, and from the beginning and to the end, I will never condone sexual violence against anyone, anywhere, ever. So that's the message. That's the thing that was to be picked from that entire statement. But all the words and everything and the emotions in it is where the message got lost.
Did you need to get like professional help for the second statement?
Nah.
So that you just filter out,
me, I'm not doing those things, guys. That's the thing. Like I've always been myself. I have always said what's on my mind. So I won't now start saying, I'm gonna pay Suju. I don't even have money to shoot a video. You get so I always just speak the truth as it is. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'll admit I'm wrong, and then, do the right thing.
Because I believe the best apology to me is one mainly change of behavior. Because in this era, like you mentioned, social media era, people say whatever they want to say. If that is the topic to discuss on Twitter, it's very. I know there's many people who are just contributing and saying whatever they're saying because they want to look like they're safe people to be around with, but they don't really mean it. So,
intention. Read through. Also, let's just chill. Like, see the intention behind everything. You get? I'm not coming from a bad place. I never will. I never have. So just things get lost in translation, I guess.
And I think even just having friends in the industry, especially women and very, very young, like young ladies who are just getting into the game. The main reason even why I brought up this conversation is because I ask myself every single day, as a man, I have a huge responsibility to play when it comes to, making sure that the people around me are accountable, making sure that my team
is safe,
make sure that this is a safe space for everybody to be in. So I've been asking myself how I can contribute to building a safer space for women in the industry to thrive. And even you as Fena now, I'm sure you feel umekuwa in studios and maybe you feel a certain responsibility that if there's something that you can do to contribute to make sure that Emma Cheruto can get the music done vizuri, that's something you'd definitely be willing to do. And why do you think we do not have women at the creme de la creme of like the industry? This is something I was even having a discussion with Modoni about. I'm like, why is that? Like at the very top.
I don't know, and I guess that's why we're here. Like that's why I'm relentless about getting to the top. And being at the top doesn't necessarily mean you're the president or what. It's just I have a voice strong enough to say something and be told, nah, this isn't it, and then do the right thing. You get? We're at the top, we're just not at the top. Yeah. And we're getting there. Yeah. We're heading there. Yeah. It's I guess the patriarchy, we have a long way to go still.
So it's more of a system thing.
Yeah, it's a system thing.
You know, earlier this year, you mentioned something that I think to me would be a contributing factor to, changing that. And you were talking about just synergy and support among the industry. I don't know if you remember that conversation on Twitter, because you were very vocal about it.
Yeah.
I think to something to do with Elani.
Oh yeah, I just felt tight kiasi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, if leo tuanzishe WhatsApp group, women musicians. Who could admin? Word wote wenye unajua.
Okay, mimi niko admin wa group chat. Itakuwa hard, but naweza kuwa member.
Naweza kuwa member. So send me to the group, but I'm just thinking, if there was more synergy, if you supported each other completely, then it's very possible that you can make a lot of noise as a unit that you cannot be ignored anymore.
I think that's why I'm saying we're getting there, because you see the Mudonis, the younger group akina Karun, Valerie, Zinia, wana roll tight. So voices zao zinakuwa stronger wakiwa tighter. So I think with more of that, and things are changing, I feel like watu wameanza kurelax, kila mtu ameanza kutoa hizo barriers.
Like we're
we're in this thing together, so let's move. Yeah. So
you're getting into, lastly actually, last question is, you are now getting into your third album, which tentatively inaitwa Love Is. What space are you in now, just getting into your third album after doing 10 solid years?
I think again I'm also growing. So I don't want to give too much about it, because also I don't know what it'll end up sounding like. There's some real issues in there. There's a lot of fun also. I think nataka ku have fun. There's a gospel song. Like there's just me experimenting and
Watupeleka kanisa.
Hata itakuwa sijui kani church ama ni kila mtu aokoke tu. But ni vibes.
Okay.
Ni vibes.
Okay.
Basically, just see where we go. Me, I'm going with the flow. I'm a creative. I'm a creativity.
You are you are
so we'll see where it goes. I just want to keep inspiring. I just want the music to be muziki tu imeenda shule.
Nice. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
I respect you, Sana. And I just can't wait for the new album to come up and just see where you take this.
Nitafanya listening session na uito beshte yako.
Nitamuita? But he's a producer.
Oh yeah?
He's not based here, but he's a producer.
Okay, I'd love to link up.
For sure. Cool. I can make it happen. Link up. Cool. Thank you so much. Thanks. I can't wait to have this conversation again.
Awesome.
Cheers. Thank you. Oops. There you go.
There we go.
Cut, sound, cameras, everything.